गिरिधारी श्री श्री राधा विनोद बिहारी जू की जाय। श्री गोविंद गोपीनाथ मदन मोहन जू की जाय। नित्यलीला प्रविष्टम विष्णुपाद रसत रसत शिशिमार भक्ति वेदांत नारायण गोसाई महाराज श्री गुरुदेव की जाय। नित्यलीला प्रविष्टम विष्णुपाद रसत रसत शिशिमार भक्ति वेदांत वामन गोसाई महाराज की जाय। नित्यलीला प्रविष्टम विष्णुपाद रसत रसत शिशिमार Bhaktivedanta Swami Maharaj Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Nityal Pravishtam Vishnupad Ashatara Shitashmar. Sorry, I spaced out for a second. Bhaktivigyan Keshav Gosai Maharaj ki jai. Nityal Pravishtam Vishnupad Ashatara Shitashmar. Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Gosai Prabhupada ki jai. Nityal Pravishta Maha Bhagavat Srila Gaur Kishoras Babaji Maharaj ki jai. Nityal Pravishta Srila Satchidananda Bhakti Vinod Thakur ki jai. Nityal Pravishta Vaishnav Sarvabhauma Srila Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj ki jai. Shri Rupanuga guru-varga ki jai. Shri Rupa Sanatan Bhatta Raghunath. Shri Jeev Gopal Patadasa Gunath. Shar Gosai Prabhu ki jai. Shri Sarup Damodar Rai Ramanandari. Shri Gaur Parshad Vrind ki jai. Namachay Srila Haridas Thakur ki jai. Prem se kaho Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda. Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasari Gaur Bhakta Vrinda ki jai. Shri Kshetra Mandala, Gora Mandala, Vraja Mandala, Mathura Vrindavan Dham ki jai. Sarva Avishta Pradhata Giriraj Maharaj ki jai. Shri Radha Kunda Shama Kunda ki jai. Shri Yamuna Devi Ganga Devi ki jai. Shri Tulsi Maharani Vrinda Devi ki jai. Shri Bhakti Devi ki jai. Shri Purnamasi Yogamai ki jai. Shri Gopeshwar Mahadev ki jai. Shri Harinam Sankirtan ki jai. Ananta Koti Vaishnav Vrinda ki jai. Shri Raseshwari Urjeshwari Shri Vishabhanu Nandini Śrīmatī Rādhikā ki jai. Shri Vrajendranandan Shyamsundar Shri Krishna Chandra ki jai. Shri Harinam Sankirtan ki jai. Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda ki jai. Samagata Gaura Bhakta Vrinda ki jai. Shri Nitai Gaur Premanande Hari Hari Gaur. Hare Krishna, everybody. One second, let me just open up. Okay. So, as you might see, if you look in the description, I have no plan for today. I don't know what we're going to sing, what we're going to read. So if you have any suggestions, let me know now. Otherwise, I'll just think of something. So one really beautiful, have you ever, you know, in Gita-vali, Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur, he wrote something called Radhāshtak. It is 8 Bengali songs to Śrīmatī Rādhikā. And we have, I think we have 5 of them in the Gaudiya Giti Gucha, but then there are 3 more. So yeah, last night, Subal Saka Pujari and me, we sang those 2 songs. Yeah, maybe I have like translations for 3 of them that aren't in the Gaudiya Gita Gucha, but they really need to be checked. So I have to find them also. It's been a really long time. It's back in 2012 that we worked on that. Anyhow, let's see. I think let's do that though. Let me just see first who all is there. So here on Zoom is Champak Didi, Dandavat Pranams, and then on YouTube and Facebook, I see Kuruna Didi, oh, Rukmini Didi, Haribol, and Vidya Lalasa Didi, and Raj Bhuvan Yadav, Hare Krishna, and Ganga Mataji, Haribol. Okay, so yeah, let's do that. Let's do the Radhāshtak. Let me just see what the order is of all the songs. One second. I'm just looking inside the Gaudiya Gita Gucha. After Gaur Janma Leela. There it is. Radhāshtak. Okay. So it comes right after this. The second song is okay. Maybe we can just sing the ones because the translation that we're making is so incomplete. I think maybe we can just use Dasharath Suta's translations. I just have to find it though. It is Virajara Pare Paravyomadam. There it is. Okay. I found an Iskandazai tree. Okay. Oh man, it's so annoying how they transliterate it. Anyways, doesn't matter. Okay, I'm sharing my screen and we'll begin. Haribol, Kishore Krishna Prabhu.
Radhe Radhe.
Radhe Radhe. Okay, so we're beginning Radhashtak. Okay. I'll read the translation first and then we'll sing. And these two verses here in this first song from Radhashtak is based on this verse. This first and second verse are based off this verse from Srila Raghunath Das Goswami's Swasankalpa Prakasha Stotram. There's a verse Anarada Radha Padamboja Renum Anashutta Vrindatavam Tat Padankam Asampasyatar Bhava Gambhira Chitan Kuta Shama Sindhu Rasasavagaha. And so these two verses is basically a translation of that. Okay. One who has failed to worship with great care Śrīmatī Rādhikā's lotus feet, which are the treasure house of all auspiciousness, who has not taken shelter of that abode called Sri Vrindavan, which is decorated with the imprints of Radha's lotus feet, and who in this life has not associated with the devotees of Śrīmatī Rādhikā, whose moods are deep and grave, and whose heart is extremely sober. How will such a person ever experience the bliss of bathing in the ocean of the ras of ecstatic love for Sri Shama Sundar? Please understand this most carefully. Śrīmatī Rādhikā is the acharya of Ujjvala Ras, the resplendent mellows of amorous love. The pure prem between Radha and Madhav is meant to be contemplated and discussed. One who takes hold of Sri Radha's lotus feet with great care obtains the priceless jewel of Sri Krishna's lotus feet. Without the lotus feet of Sri Radha, one can never attain Sri Krishna. All the Vedic scriptures declare that Krishna belongs to the maidservants of Sri Radha. So relinquishing wealth, followers, wife, sons, and friends, and giving up materialistic activities and speculative knowledge, one should become absorbed in the sweetness of seva to Radha's lotus feet. This is Bhakti Vinod's conviction. Radhe. Oh wait, let me just see that okay. I'm just turning on so you can hear the mridanga there. Okay, I just turned off noise suppression. Okay. Rādhikā Chārana Parma Asakala Shera Sarma Jatane Je Nahi Aradhi Lo Radha Padankita Dham pavana jana tahajena ashraya korilo Rādhikā bhavagambhir achita jeva mahadhir agana shanga na koilo jivane kemon she shamananda rasa sindhu snanananda lobhi bebo jaho ekamane lobhi bebo jaho ekamane Rādhikāyo jvala rasera acharya Rādhikāyo jvala rasera acharya Radha Madhava Shuddha Prema Vicharya Je Dorilo Radha Pada Parama Jatane She Pailo Krishna Pada Amula Ratane Radha Pada Vina Kabo Krishna Nahi Mile Radhara Dasir Krishna Sarva Vede Bole Radhara Dasir Krishna Sarva Vede Bole Chorata Dhana Jana Kalatra Sutamita Chorata Karama Geyan Radha Pada Pankaja Amadhurata Sevana Radha Pada Pankaja Madhurata Sevana Bhakti Vinora Paraman Bhakti Vinoda Paraman Oh Radha Parapankaja Madhurata Sevana Radha Parapankaja Madhurata Sevana Bhakti Vinora Paraman Bhakti Vinora Paraman Jaya Radhe Jaya Radhe Jaya Radhe Jaya Shri Radhe Jaya Radhe Jaya Radhe Jaya Radhe Jaya Shri Radhe Hare Krishna Shubhanant Prabhu. We're doing from Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur's Gitavali. We're singing the Radhāśtak, the 8 Bengali songs that he wrote for Śrīmatī Rādhikā. So now we come to song number 2. Let me just find it. There it is. Okay, I'll read the translation and then we'll sing. Okay, let me make this bigger.
You can probably find the lyrics better on KK Songs.
KKSongs.org?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll do that after this one since I already have this one open.
Okay.
I'll find it. Actually, if you could send the link to Gitavali from KKSongs.org, that would be really helpful in the chat.
I'll
Actually,
try
no,
with
I
what's...
I can do it because, yeah, this doesn't have diacritics. That's terrible. So I'm going to just go to kksongs.org. Then soon we'll have the Gaudiya Kirtan web app. And oops, wait, no, I need to look for authors and literature. I guess authors index. Bhaktivinoda Thakur, then Gitavali. There. Okay, yes, that will be easier. Okay, so Shri Radhāśtak. Yeah, that's what we're working on currently, is making a web app for all the songs. Okay. Okay, so the land, beyond the Viraja river lies this pure spiritual sky, and above that Vaikuntha realm lies the divine abode known as Shri Goloka Vrindavan. The land of Vrindavan is made of spiritual gems, and is therefore likened to a mine of fully cognizant and beautiful jewels. This transcendently conscious realm is certainly a wonderful and extraordinary sight. Within that abode does the most enchanting presence of Lord Krishna, who is compared to a tamal tree, the king of trees, possess the hue of a dark sapphire. Okay, so remember that. Krishna is the tamal tree, which is the king of trees. Entwined upon that blackish tree, a beautiful golden creeper has arisen, who is the conqueror of all realms, being the supreme purifier. Her name is Mahabhav, being the essence of the supreme pleasure-giving Hladini potency. She is the enchantress of Sri Krishna, who is himself the enchanter of the three worlds. Known by the name of Sri Radha, she remains shining there in great ecstasy, always engaged in satisfying Govinda's heart. The leaves and flowers of that creeper form the assembly of her girlfriends, headed by Lalita. Together, she and all her friends entwine that blackish tree in a tight embrace. This is all like that. What is it, Chaitanya? There's a section of Chaitanya Charitamrita. Krishna Kalpalata. Krishna Kalpa Vriksha. Shoot, I forgot it. I used to know it by heart. Anyways, at the touch of this creeper, the tamal tree blooms. Without the embrace of the creeper, he can no longer exist. Can't exist even. The creeper never desires to leave the company of the tamal tree. The creeper perpetually craves their union. Other than the meeting of these two, Bhakti Vinod desires nothing. What's that? That doesn't. Other than the meeting of these two, Bhakti Vinod desires nothing. But nothing else? Let's see what the last line says, because that doesn't make sense. Bhakti Vinod Milano Dohar. So the meeting of these two, na chahe kokona bina kichu ar. He doesn't desire anything else than the meeting of these two. Never. He never desires anything else other than meeting these two. Okay. Virajar pare shuddha apara vyoma dham ataru pare Shri Gokula Vrindaranya Nama Vrindavana Chintamani Achirananda Ratna Khani Achinmaya Purvadara Shan Tahi Maje Chamatkar Krishna Vanaspati Sar Nilamani Tamala Jemon Tahe Eka Swarnamaye Alakta Sarva Dhama Jai Ayodhya Che Parama Pavana Kadini Shakti Sar Mahabhava Nam Jar Tribhuvana Mohana Mohini Tribhuvana Mohana Mohini Radha Name Parichita Atushiya Govinda Chita Avirajaye Paramayanande Shelata Patra Phul Lalitadi Sakhi Kol Shabe Mile Brikhe Drida Bandhe Shabe Mile Brikhe Drida Bandhe Latara Parashe Prapulatamala Lata Chari Nahi Rahe Kona Kala Tamala Chariya Lata Nahi Bache She Lata Milana Sada Kala Jache Pakati Vinora Milana Dohar Na Chahe Kokono Bina Kichu Yar Pakati Vinoda Milana Dohar Na Chahe Kokono Bina Kichu Yar Na Chahe Kokono Bina Kichu Yar Jai Radhe Jaya Krishna Jaya Radhe Jai Krishna Jaya Radhe Jaya Krishna Jaya Radhe Jaya Krishna. I just want to find that verse from Chaitanya Charitamrita. What is it? Palav Pushpa Pata. Palav Pushpa Pata. I think that will come up like that. Palav Pushpa Pata. There it is. Okay. So it says Radhara Swarup Krishna Prema Kalpalata Saki Gan Hoy Tar Palav Pushpa Pata. By nature, Śrīmatī Rādhārāṇī is just like a creeper of love of Godhead, and the gopis are the twigs, flowers, and leaves of that creeper. Krishna Lila Amrita Jadi Lata Ke Sinchai Nija Sukha Hoite Pala Vadyer Koti Sukha Hoy. When the nectar of Krishna's pastimes is sprinkled on that creeper, the happiness derived by the twigs, flowers, and leaves is 10 million times greater than that derived by the creeper itself. And then Srila Prabhupada says in his purport, he says, in his Amrita Prabhaha Bhashya, Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur states, Śrīmatī Rādhārāṇī is the creeper of love of Godhead, and the gopis are exactly like the twigs, flowers, and leaves. When water is sprinkled on the creeper, the twigs, flowers, and leaves indirectly receive all the benefits of the creeper itself. But water sprinkled directly on the twigs, leaves, and flowers is not as effective as water sprinkled on the creeper's root. The gopis are not as pleased when they directly mix with Krishna as when they serve to unite Śrīmatī Rādhārāṇī with Krishna. Their transcendental pleasure lies in uniting them. And then there's this verse from Govinda Lilamrita 10:16. It says, all the gopis, the personal friends of Śrīmatī Rādhārāṇī, are equal to her. Krishna is pleasing to the inhabitants of Rajabhumi. just as the moon is pleasing to the lotus flower. His pleasure-giving potency is known as Hladini, of which the active principle is Śrīmatī Rādhārāṇī. She is compared to a creeper with newly grown flowers and leaves. When the nectar of Krishna's pastimes is sprinkled on Śrīmatī Rādhārāṇī, all her friends, the gopis, immediately appreciate the pleasure 100 times. They appreciate the pleasure 100 times more than if they were sprinkled themselves. Actually, this is not at all wonderful. So we can see what was inspiring this song, Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur. Although the gopis, Śrīmatī Rādhārāṇī's friends, do not desire to enjoy themselves directly with Krishna, Śrīmatī Rādhārāṇī makes a great endeavor to induce Krishna to enjoy himself with the gopis. Presenting various pleas for the gopis, Śrīmatī Rādhārāṇī sometimes sends the gopis to Krishna just to enable them to associate with him directly. At such time, she enjoys happiness 10 million times greater than that enjoyed through direct association. Okay, anyways, this goes on and on and on. But yeah, I just wanted to, okay. So now, the third song in Radhashtak is, let's see. Hey, what happened? Oops, sorry. 1 second. The third song is Ramani Shiromani. Okay. So let's open that up. Ramani Shiromani. Okay. The beloved daughter of Rishabhanu Maharaj is the crest jewel of all beautiful young maidens. Sorry. She wears blue-colored garments. Defeating the beauty of cut gold, her complexion shines attractively. Her hair is beautifully plaited. She is the life and soul of Hari. She is adorned with beautiful ornaments. She is expert in amorous affairs with Sri Hari. And her forehead is gracefully decorated with tilak. Her breasts are covered with a bodice and decorated with jewels. And her rus-filled eyes are anointed with black collyrium, kajal. Relinquishing everything to become a maidservant at the lotus feet of Sri Radha, worship and serve her with great care. Beholding the effulgent rays of her beauty, Rati, the wife of Kamadev, Gauri, the consort of Shiva, and Lila, the potency of Narayan, all abandon their pride. At her lotus feet, the good fortune said to belong to Shachi, the wife of Indra, Lakshmi, and Satyabhama, is completely defeated. Contending to bring Sri Krishna under their control, Chandravali and all the other gopis accept defeat before her. Bhakti Vinod, a resident of Sri Godrum, aspires for the lotus feet of Sri Radha, the most beloved of Sri Hari. I wonder if this song is based on anything. I mean, this part here, these 3 verses, is kind of like Rati Gori Lila Apitapati Sundarya Kiranai Lakshmi Satya Paribhavati Sobhagya Balane Pashikai Rashchandra Vali Mukut Nabina Prachasati Kshipyaradyatam Haridaitam Tang Pajamana. Yeah, it is like that. It's like the Manashiksha verse. We'll look at the Manashiksha verse afterwards. Okay. Ramani Shiromani Vrishabhanu Nandini Anilavasana Paridhana Chinna Purata Jini Varna Vikashini Kano Nandini Nila Vasana Paridhana Yapara Namandita Harirasa Pandita Tilaka Shoshobhita Phala Akanchulika Chadita Stanamani Mandita Kajvala Nayane Rasala Sakala Tyajiyashe Radha Charane Dasi hoye bhaja parama jatane Saundarya kirana dekhiya jahara Rati Gauri Leela Garva Parihara Shachi Lakshmi Satya Sobhagya Balane Parajita Hoy Jahara Charane Krishna Vashikare Chandravali Adi Parajaya Mane Hoya Vivadi Haridaita Radha Charana Prayasish Bhakati Vinoda Shri Kodrumavasi Ramani Shiromani Vrishabhanu Nandini Anila Vasana Paridhana Nila Vasana Paridhana. Let's see this verse from, how does it go? There it is. So this is the 10th verse from Srila Raghunath Das Goswami's Manashiksha. He says, O mind, just worship Śrīmatī Rādhikā, who inflames Rati, Gauri, and Leela by the effulgent rays of her beauty, who vanquishes Shri Shachi, Shri Lakshmi, and Shri Satyabhama by the profusion of her good fortune, and who dissipates the pride of the chaste young girls of Raj, headed by Shri Chandravali, by her ability to bring Shri Krishna under her control. She is the most beloved of Shri Hari. So we can see that those 3 or 4 verses were based on this verse right here, from that song that we just sang. Okay. Now, the next song is, I think it's Rasika Nagari. I sang this song for the first time with Subha last night. One second, let me just find it. Okay, so we're on song 4, right? Yeah. Oops, I'm really spaced out. Sorry, guys. It's too big for me. Where is Radhashtak? There it is, song 4. And I'm just checking the comments. 1 second. Okay. Rasika Nagari Gana Shiromani. Śrīmatī Rādhārāṇī is the crest jewel of all amorous young maidens who take pleasure in relishing transcendental mellows. She is the crest jewel of Rasikas. She is a beautiful swan in the waters of love for Krishna, a transcendental wish-fulfilling creeper on the family tree of King Vrishabhanu, and the original source of all the goddesses of fortune. Upon her hips she wears red silken cloth on which tiny bells are swinging, and upon her breasts sways a lovely necklace of pearls. In this way she looks so splendorous that she steals the heart of the beholder. If anybody can recognize if this is related to anything, let me know. Like if they can see what Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur based this off. I mean, maybe it's off of nothing, but most of the time it is. Her bodily luster is exceptionally effulgent, like the golden whirl of the best of lotus flowers. Her two sweetly smiling lips display the immortal nectar of adolescence mixed with the fragrant camphor of new youthfulness. She is completely faithful to Lord Krishna. Oh, I do remember this. Her lips display the immortal nectar of adolescence mixed with the fragrant camphor of youthfulness, new youthfulness. I remember reading that. I think it's in Ujjvala Nilamani. I don't know. I have to. Seeing that the supremely mischievous son of Nanda has arrived on the outskirts of the Vrindavan forest as he returns from tending the cows, she becomes stricken with anxiety and affectionately offers prayers to him by the hints and signals of her eyes. Śrīmatī Rādhārāṇī is the life and soul of all the elder women of Raj, and is especially dear to Mother Yashoda. Basking in the affection of charming Lalita Devi, Radha's bodily form has fully blossomed like a lotus, thus displaying her beautiful and graceful limbs. Accompanied by Vishaka, Radha picks forest flowers and strings together a Vaijayanti flower garland for Krishna. She is the well-wisher of all, and is always situated upon the chest of the Lord, being the most beloved girlfriend of Krishna. Hearing the soft sound of the flute, she moves swiftly through the forest, and finding in the bowers of Raj the best of dancing actors, the chaste Radha, with smiling eyes, turns her face downward in shyness, while restlessly scratching her ear. When the breeze, which is scented with the fragrance of lotus flowers, makes the waters of Radhakunds very cool, then, in the warmth of the summer, in those cooling waters, Radha, along with all her girlfriends, satisfies the hero of Gokul. Bhakti Vinod says to Rupa and Raghunath, clasping their lotus feet, "When will you bestow your mercy upon me, and give me eternal service to such a Radha as this? For her service is the wealth of the truly wise." I actually want to just find in Ujjvala Nilamani. I stopped working on it, but project's on hold. I think it's there. There's Ujjvala Nilamani. Ujjvala Nilamani. Oops. Yeah, I think it might be here. Let's just see. I'm going to type in lips. Okay, let's just see this. As Sri Krishna approached, God. Anyways, you get to see how. Let's see. As Sri Krishna approached Śrīmatī Rādhikā at the indicated place for their tryst, Sanket, Vishaka said, "Saki Radhe, this excellent and supremely Chakora bird Sri Krishna is swiftly coming in great delight. He has noticed the middle of the thin line between your lips, bathing in the nectarian, gentle, sweet smile on your moon-like face. Even after seeing us with you, he did not delay for even a moment. Let us quickly leave this place." I guess that's a bit different. She bears beautiful and auspicious markings indicating extreme good fortune. Okay, never mind. Sorry guys, I just had to check that while it was still. Okay. Yeah, it'd be fun to find where all these are coming from though. Rasika nagari kana shiromani Krishna preme sara hangsi Vrishabhanu Raja Shuddha Kalpa Vali Sarva Lakshmi Ganayangshi Rakta Patta Vastra Nitambayu Pari Kudra Ganti Dule Tai Kucha Yuga Pari Duli Mukta Malai Chitta Hari Shobha Pai Sarasi Javara Karnika Saman Atishoy Kantimati Kaishorayamrita Tarunya Karpur Mishra Smita Dharasati Vanante Agata Vrajapati Sutta Parama Chanchala Vare Aheri Shankakol Nayana Bhangite Adarete Stavakore Vrajera Mahila Ganera Paran Yashomati Priya Patri Lalita Lalita Snehete Prapula Sharira Lalita Gatri Vishakarasane Vanapula Tuli Kante Vaijayanti Mala Sakala Shreyasi Krishna Vakshastita Parama Preyasi Vala Snigdha Venurave Druta Gati Jai Kunje Pe Natavare Ahasita Nayani Namra Mukhi Sati Karna Kanduana Kore Sparshiya Kamala Vayu Sushitala Kore Jabe Kundanira Anidhage Tathai Nijagana Saha Tushai Gokula Vira Bhakati Vino Rupa Raghunate Kohoye Charana Dhari Heno Radha Dasya Sudhira Sampar Kabe Dibe Kripa Kori O Kabe Dibe Kripa Kori O Bhakati Vinora Rupa Raghunate Kohoye Charana Dhari Eno Radha Dasya Sudhir Sampara Kabe Dibe Kripa Kori Kabe Dibe Kripa Kori Jai Rupa Raghunath Rupa Raghunath Rupa Raghunath Jai Rupa Raghunath Jaya Radhe Jaya Radhe Jaya Radhe Jaya Shri Radhe. Let's read that last line again, it's so beautiful. Bhaktivinoda says to Rupa and Raghunath, clasping their lotus feet, when will you bestow your mercy upon me and give me eternal service to such a Radha as this? For her service is the wealth of the truly wise. I just wanna, let's see if we take a keyword from here. What about Pattavastra? No. Rakta? Rakta means blood, doesn't it? I guess it has another meaning. Let's just type it in though. in this. I just want to see if this is anything from Ujjvala Nilamani. Rakta. No. In Sanskrit, patta is a different word. What's another keyword? Kucha? Let's type in that. Kucha. Might be this. Anyway, sorry. Let's move on. No. Anyways, yeah, I wanna search this out and find where the sources are for all these things. I'll do that some other time though. All right. Rādhikāṣtakam, song 5. Oh, this looks like Lajapata Vasara Jar Sundara Kumkumasar. Let's see what we just saw here. No. Oh, this looks like Rai Ramananda Samvad. Sorry guys, I'm wasting your time. Let's go through this. Okay, so this is the 5th song in Rādhikāṣtakam by Bhaktivinoda Thakur. Śrīmatī Rādhārāṇī's transcendental bodily form has arisen out of the Mahabhav Chintamani. She is the decoration of the Lord's Sakis, and she is effulgent with divinely splendorous potency. She takes her first bath in the shower of the nectar of compassion, her second bath in the nectar of youth, and her third bath in the nectar of bodily luster. This is exactly like Rai Ramananda Samvad. She thus conquers the beauty of even the goddess of fortune, and is endowed with the prominent quality of chastity. She wears the silken sari of modesty, and on her forehead she wears the red kumkum dot of loveliness. Her body is decorated with pictures drawn in musk, and she wears a necklace that is adorned with the fresh jewels of the ecstatic symptoms. That's shivering in the body, flowing of tears from the eyes, standing of hairs on the body, being stunned, perspiring, faltering of the voice, inactivity, and madness. She, Radha, is very much beautified by wearing the flower garland strung with her 25 transcendental qualities, and she is clothed in the 2-part silken garment of both sober and non-sober emotional ecstasies. Covered indignation constitutes her braided and ornamented hair, and she is radiant with the tilak of auspicious fortune. The name and glories of Krishna are the delight of her ears. Śrīmatī Rādhārāṇī's lips have become very red from chewing betel nuts, and the black collyrium of cunningness is clearly visible on her eyes. Her smile is like sweet camphor, and she is always fond of joking. She sits upon a bed of pride in a palace of fame and glory, and a garland of extraordinary transformations of ecstatic love hangs swinging from around her neck. Her breasts are covered by the bodice of loving anger. She plays on a lute called Kachapi, a turtle-shaped, to announce the conquest of her rival Chandravali. Radha is always fond of placing her playful lotus-like hands on the shoulders of 2 of her girlfriends. Her youthful form is very graceful and slender, and she is the exclusive distributor of the nectar of Lord Shamsundar. O Rupa and Raghunath, your great treasure is the lotus feet of such a Radhika. This Bhakti Vinod, who is very fallen and lowly, prays at your lotus feet with the straw of the he prays at your lotus feet with the straw of the streets between his teeth. Please bestow upon me a nectarian particle of eternal service to Śrīmatī Rādhārāṇī. There's also something here in by Srila Raghunath Das Goswami that's very similar to this. Maybe it's the same, maybe it was based off of that also. I made a note, I remember one time. Let me just look. Let's look at my songbook file. Because I know this is based off of Scrivener file songbook. Today's my songbook day also. Okay, Gaudiya Giti Kucha. Here it is, Bengali songs. These are all the songs that we're preparing. Radhashtakam, Rasika Nagari, Mahabhava Chintamani. Okay, so this song is based on Srila Raghunath Das Goswami's Premam Puja Maranda Stavaraj, verses 1 to 11. And maybe also the Raya Ramananda Samvad. I have to check that out. Let's see this. Here is the Premam Puja Maranda Stavaraj by Raghunath Das Goswami. See this. Mahabhavo Jvala Chinta Ratnodbhavita Vigraham Saki Pranaya Sarganda Varodvartana Suprabham. That's it. Karunyamrita Vichibhis Tarunyamritam Dharaya Lavanyamrita Vanyabhi Snapitam Glaptendriam. No, Glaptendiram, sorry. So, Hri Patta Vastra Guptangim Saundarya Gush. So we'll see that it's just like a Bengali translation of this. Let's sing it now. We'll sing it fast. Okay. Just quickly checking the comments. Okay. Hari Bol Sudevi Didi. O Mahabhava Chintamani Urbhavita Tanukani Sakipati Saja Prabhavati Karunya Tarunya Lavanya Amrita Dhar Tahe Snata Lakshmi Jai Sati Laja Patta Vastra Jar Saundarya Kumkuma Sar Kasuri Chitrita Kalevara Kampa Shupula Karanga Stamba Sveda Swara Banga Jadyon Mada Navaratna Dhan Pangsha Vinshati Guna Pula Mala Shushobhana Dhira Dhira Bhava Patavasa Pehita Mana Dhamila Sobhagya Tilako Jvala Sobhagya Tilako Jvala Krishna Nama Jasha Karnulasa Raga Tambulita Oshta Kautilyaska Jalashpashta Smita Karpurita Narmashila Kirti Jashayanta Pure Garva Khato Parispure Dulita Prema Vaichitya Mala Pranaya Rosha Kanchuli Pihita Stana Jugmaka Chandra Jai Kachapi Ravini Saki Dvayaskande Lila Karam. No, that's a mistake. Saki Dvayaskande Lila Karam Pujarpana Shila Shama Shama Mrita Vitarani Eheno Rādhikā para Tomadera Susampara Tante Trena Jache Tava Pai E Bhakti Vinoradina Radha Dasyamrita Kana E Bhakti Vinodin Radha Dasamrita Kana Rupa Raghunatha Dehotai Rupa Raghunatha Dehotai Rupa Raghunatha Dehotai Jai. Okay, so now we come to what is the song after that. Just checking in here. The song after that is Varaja Vipine and Shatakoti Gopi. So we'll go to the Gaudiya Giti Gucha for that. We're on the last 3 songs now. Yeah. Shatakoti, no, Varaja Vipine. Okay. This song is so beautiful. Okay. In the forests of Raj, along the banks of the Yamuna, there are enchanting platforms beautifully decorated with flowers. Varieties of fruit trees and creepers give satisfaction to the eyes. On them, many birds sing sweetly. A cooling breeze from the Malaya hills blows gently, and a swarm of bumblebees wanders about in search of honey. The full moon of the spring season continuously distributes its soothing rays out of love. At such a time, the supreme relisher of nectarian mellows, Muralidhar Sri Krishna, begins the rasa dance. In the midst of millions of lovely cowherd damsels, Sri Hari blissfully dances with Sri Radha. Singing beautiful songs, the enchantress of Madhav captivates the minds of all living beings. All moving and non-moving beings are enchanted by the chaste Sri Radha, who has defeated the pride of Chandravali. After churning Vrajakishore's heart, Rādhārāṇī disappears from the Vasanti Ras. Bhakti Vinod foresees trouble. In the absence of Radha, the rasa dance has now stopped. I love how it leaves on that cliffhanger. It ends on that cliffhanger, I mean. O Varaja Vipine. 1 second, actually I need some water. About to. Okay. O Varaja Vipine Yamuna Kule Mancha Manohara Shobhita Phule Vanaspati lata tushayanki tarupari koto dako ye paki tarupari koto dako ye paki O Malaya ya nila bahaye dhire Ali kola madhulo bhete phire Vasanti raka urupada Komode bhitare adare sada Komode bhitare adare sada Emata shamaye rasika vara Arambhilo rasa muralidhara Shatakoti gopi majhe tehari Radha saha nache anand kori Radha saha nache आनंद करे माधव मोहिनी गाय गीत हरिल सकल जगत चित स्थावर जंगम महिला सती हराओल चंद्र बलि रमती हराओल चंद्र बलि रमती मथिया वरज किशोर मान अंतरित राधा तखन भक्ति विनोद परमाद गणे भक्ति विनोद परमाद गणे रास भांगल याजी राधा विहाने रास भांगल याजी राधा विहाने Now we come to the next song, Shatakoti Gopi. Let me make the words of this a little bit bigger, actually. Oh, shoot. What did I do? Oh, dang it. I accidentally deleted it. 1 second. There. There. Okay. Millions of lovely cowherd damsels are unable to keep Madhav's attention, despite their great endeavor to do so. The flute song calls the name of Rādhikā. Come here, Radhe, petitions Sham. When he goes in search of Sri Radha, the Ras dance comes to a halt, exclaiming, "O Radha, please save my life by giving me your darshan." Khan weeps in the forest. Embracing Sri Radha and reconciling with her in a secluded grove, Sri Hari revives his life. He says, "Without you, what is the question of performing ras? Only because of you do I live in Vraj." Weeping at the lotus feet of this Rādhikā, Bhakti Vinod says, "Please count me among your personal associates and keep me as your maidservant." Okay. Shatakoti Gopi O Madhava man Rakhite narilo Kori jata Benu gite dake Rādhikā naam Esho esho Radhe dako yesham Esho esho Radhe dako yesham Bhangiya shirasa mandala tobe Radhayan veshane chalaye jabe Dekha diya Radhe rakho pran Dekha diya Radhe rakho pran Boliya kantaye kanane ka miliya kandaye kanane ka. Nirjana kanane Radhare dhori, Nirjana kanane Radhare dhori, miliya paran jurai hari. Nirjana kanane Radhare dhori, miliya paran jurai hari. बोले तू हो बिना कहाँ रास, बोले तू हो बिना कहाँ रास, राधे तू हो बिना कहाँ रास. तू लागी मोरा वर जबास, तू लागी मोरा वर जबास. Rādhikā charana tale, eheno Rādhikā charana tale, bhakti vinod kandiya bole, tu agana maje amare gane, tu agana maje amare gane. Rakho ya pani, kinkori koriya, rakho ya pani. Avaraja vipine yamuna kule, mancha manohar shobhita phule. Jaya Radhe, Jaya Radhe, Jaya Radhe, Jaya Shri Radhe, oh Jaya Radhe, Jaya Radhe, Jaya Radhe, Jaya Shri Radhe. Okay, now we come to the last song of Shri Radhāśtak. Radha bhajane jadi mati nahi bhela. Just quickly checking the comments, 1 second. Haribo Raseshwari Mataji. Your name Raseshwari Mataji is kind of, this song is how Śrīmatī Rādhikā is Raseshwari. Right? Your name's, this is kind of like the purport to your name. Okay, so Radha bhajane jadi mati nahi bhela. Let me make the text. That's big enough. Okay, so we'll read the translation. If the desire to worship Shri Radha does not arise, then your worship of Krishna goes in vain. We cannot conceive of the sun devoid of sunlight. Similarly, we cannot accept Madhav separate from Radha. One who worships only Madhav is ignorant, and one who disrespects Shri Radha is simply conceited. Do not ever associate with such persons if your heart longs for the loving playfulness of Vraj Ras. If you consider yourself to be the maidservant of Śrīmatī Rādhikā, then very quickly you will attain Khan of Gokul. We know that Brahma, Shiva, Narada, the personified Vedas, and Narayani, Lakshmi Devi, all worship the dust of Śrīmatī Rādhikā's lotus feet. The revealed scriptures declare that Uma, Rama, Satya, Shachi, Chandravali, and Rukmini are all Radha's expansions. Bhakti Vinod begs at the lotus feet of those whose wealth is the service of Shri Radha. Radha bhajane jadi mati nahi bhela Krishna bhajana tava akarane gela yatapa rohita suraj nahi jani Radha virahita madhav nahi mani kevala madhava pujaye so agyani Radhaya nadhara koroya bhimani kabahi nahi karabe takara sanga chitte chasi jadi brajarasara Rādhikā dasi jadi hoy abhimana Rādhikā dasi jadi hoy abhiman shigrai milai tava gokulaka shigrai milai tava gokulakana O Brahma Shiva Narada Shruti Narayani Radhika Padaraja Pujayamani Umarama Umarama Satya Shachi Chandra Rukmini Radha Avatar Sabe Amnayavan Heno Radha Paricharya Jankara Dhana Heno Radha Paricharya Jankara Dhana Bhakti Vinotar Magaye Charana Radha Bhajane Jadi Mati Nahi Bhela Krishna Bhajana Tava Akarane Gela Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Jaya Radhe Jaya Radhe Jaya Radhe Jaya Shri Radhe Jaya Radha Madhava Radhe Jaya Bhakti Vinod Thakur Bhakti Vinod Thakur Bhakti Vinod Thakur Bhakti Vinod Jaya Bhakti Vinod Thakur Bhakti Vinod Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Jai. Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur ki jai. Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur's Radhashtak ki jai. Shri Gitavali ki jai. Shri Shubhanunandini Śrīmatī Raseshwari Shri Shubhanunandini Śrīmatī Rādhārāṇī ki jai. Shnitai Gaur Premanande Hari Hari. All right. Oh my God, it's already 8:20. Oh my God, that's almost all the time of our reading. Well, anyways, if any of you have to go, that's totally fine. One second, let me just check the comments. Kishore says, when I was 11, it was only after hearing this song that I understood the importance of Śrīmatī Rādhārāṇī. Is that Radha Bhajane Jodi Mati Nahi Bela, or is that
Radha Bhajana Jati.
Yes, it's such an important song. That's actually in all these Gitavali songs, all these Radhashtak songs, in my Param Gurudev's Gaudiya Giti Gucha, he gives a title to each one. So the first song that we sang, Radhika Charana Parma, he writes Radha Tattva, and also above the Virajara Pare, the second song. Then Ramani Shiromani, he writes Rupa Guna Varnan. So Varnan means description of the Rupa, of the form. Rupa also means beauty, and Guna, the qualities of Śrīmatī Rādhārāṇī. And then for Rasika Nagari, he writes Rupa Guna Lila Varnan. So it's Rupa Guna Varnan like before, but also adds Lila to that. And then in the, what was it? The fifth song, I think? Mahabhava Chintamani, he writes Bhushan Rup Bhavadi Varnan. So a description of the various feelings, emotions, the bhavs, and so on, in the form of her ornaments. Bhushan Rup Bhavadi Varnan. Then for those two songs, Varaja Vipine and Shatakoti Gopi, he writes Krishna Karshatva o Sarva Sheshtatva Varnan. So Śrīmatī Rādhikā's quality of completely attracting the mind of Krishna, and Krishna means all attractive, so she completely attracts the all attractive one. Madhava Mohini Gaya Gita, right? She attracts the mind of the enchanter of the whole universe. And then it also says Sarva Sheshtatva Varnan, and how Śrīmatī Rādhikā is topmost of all, right? That is shown through the Vasanti Ras especially. So then the eighth song, the last Kirtan of Radhashtak, Param Gurudev writes Shri Radha Bhajana Mahima Varnan. So a description of the glories of performing Shri Radha Bhajan. So that is Radhashtak. All right, now I'm just checking the comments here. Haribol Rukmini Didi. Rukmini Didi says that Srila Bhakti Rakshak Shira Goswami Maharaj, he would also sing Radha Bhajane Jadi Mati Nahi Bela every Radhashtami. Oh wow, very nice. Speaking of Srila Bhakti Rakshak Shira Goswami Maharaj, yesterday, I went to, after our program yesterday, I went over to Keshivji Gaudiya Math for Padmanabha Maharaj's program, and he read two very beautiful excerpts by Srila Bhakti Rakshak Shira Goswami Maharaj. One was from Loving Search from the Lost Servant, this book here, and another was, I don't know what the second one was, but since we don't have so much time left, I thought maybe we could read from this Loving Search for the Lost Servant. That's so pretty. Okay, yeah, so it's the last chapter of this book. It's called The Service of Sri Radha. It's all backwards. Okay, yeah, there. So, actually, I think I can get it on my computer. So 1 second, let me just, if I can't find out my computer, then I'll just read from the book. But, let's see, I have Folio here. I just recently was able to download it. Loving Search for the Last Servant. The Service of Sri Radha. There's no diacritics, unfortunately. But anyhow, I think I can just copy this. Let's see. Okay, let's copy this. Put it on a Word doc so you can all see. Oops. Cancel, file, new. Okay, 1 second. I'm gonna just lay it out a little bit more. Put some spacing after the paragraphs. Oh, come on. That's so annoying. Okay, let's remove formatting. Let's see. How come it won't let me put spaces under the paragraphs? There. It disappeared. Anyways, whatever, it doesn't matter. Okay, I'm gonna make the text bigger. It came for a second and then it disappeared. And let's change the font. I like Balaram U. Okay, so chapter 9 of Loving Search for the Last Servant. Once the Diwan of Bharatpur had come on a pilgrimage with his family to the holiest of places, Sri Radhakund. The holy lake of Śrīmatī Rādhārāṇī. He and his family were circumambulating Radhakund. They would fall flat on the ground, offering obeisances, lying down with their arms outstretched. Every time they bowed down in this way, they would mark the spot where their fingers touched the earth. Then they would slowly rise, step forward to where that spot had been marked, and again fall flat, offering their obeisances with great respect and adoration. It's called Dandavati Parikrama. In this way, they were circumambulating the entire Radhakund. Upon seeing such intense worship, Paramananda Prabhu, an intimate disciple of our Guru Maharaj, Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, intimated to Prabhupada that the Diwan and his family must have great respect for Radharani to circumambulate the Radhakund in such a fashion. I know how to make paragraph spaces like that. There. There. Okay. At that time, Prabhupada said, their angle of vision towards Radhakund and Radharani is different from ours. They recognize and revere Krishna, and because Radharani is Krishna's favorite, they also have some reverence for Radhakund. But our vision is just the opposite. Our concern is with Radharani, and only because she wants Krishna do we have any connection with him. All right, so why do we have any connection with Krishna? Only because Radharani wants Krishna. Only because of that do we have any connection with Krishna. So they revere Radharani because Radharani is Krishna's favorite, but we're the opposite. We'll have some reverence for Krishna because Krishna is Radharani's favorite, right? That's the opposite. And so the Gaudiya Vaishnavas know only Radharani. They are concerned only with her and her duties, her necessities. They are ready to serve her in all respects and cannot contemplate any service without her. That is the highest achievement of the Gaudiya Vaishnavas. That is the special feature of Mahaprabhu's party, and that was announced by Raghunath Das Goswami in his Vilap Kusmanjali, verse 102. I'm going to read it from this book because it has diacritics here. Asha bharai ramrita sindhu mayai katanchit kalo mayati gamita kila sampratang hi twang chet kripang mai vidhasyasi naiva kime pranair vrajena chavaroru pakarinapi. This verse is a direct prayer to Radharani. It expresses a particular type of hope, which is so sweet and reassuring that it is compared with an unlimited ocean of nectar. Srila Raghunath Das Goswami says, there is a hope. There is a hope which is sustaining me and nurturing my existence. With that hope, I am somehow passing my days, dragging my life through these tedious times. That nectarine ocean of hope is attracting me and keeping me alive. But my patience has reached its end. I cannot endure it any longer. I cannot wait any more. At this moment, if you do not show your grace to me, I am finished. I shall lose my prospect forever. I shall have no desire to continue my life. It will all be useless. Without your grace, I cannot stand to live another moment. And Vrindavan, which is even dearer to me than life itself, I am disgusted with it. He's disgusted with Vrindavan. It is painful. It is always pinching me. And what to speak of anything else? I am even disgusted with Krishna. It is shameful to utter such words, but I can have no love even for Krishna unless and until you take me within your confidential camp of service. This is the prayer of Raghunath Das. When Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Prabhupada would begin to explain this verse, his figure would become transformed. He would become full of emotion. His face would become like that of a phantom. In this verse, Raghunath Das Goswami, taking an extreme risk, says, O Radha, if I do not get your favor, I do not want anything. I want you and you alone. To have an independent relationship with anyone else eliminating you is impossible in my life. You must be first and then others. Without you, we can never even think of a separate relationship with Krishna. Bhakti Vedanta Swami Maharaj has written that without Radharani's company, Krishna is not beautiful. Everything is relative dependent. A teacher depends on the student, and the student depends on his teacher. Although Krishna is the enjoyer, he is completely dependent on the enjoyed, Śrīmatī Rādhārāṇī. The two are correlative. Is that how you say it? Correlative. Correlative, not correlative. Anyway, sorry. One cannot be separated from the other. As the enjoyed, Radharani is also absolutely dependent on Krishna, the enjoyer. Radharani says, my fate is lost forever because I have sold myself to many places. When I heard the flute, I dedicated myself to the song of the flute. When I heard the name of Krishna, I dedicated myself to that sound. And when I saw a beautiful picture of Krishna, I wholly dedicated myself to that picture. So, in 3 places I have sold myself completely with no possibility of any happiness or peace in my life. If I had dedicated myself to only one thing, there might have been a possibility of peace. But because I have dedicated myself in 3 different places, I am hopeless. Seeing the picture of Krishna, I couldn't contain myself. I couldn't but give myself to that beautiful figure, and so I dedicated myself fully. The name of Krishna also purchased me fully, and the sweet sounds from the flute that has also drawn me to the extreme of dedication. So how can I hope for peace in my life? It is impossible, my friends. Radharani did not know it at that time, but the source of Krishna's flute, his name, and his beauty are all one. If she could have seen how all 3 of these if she could have seen how all 3 of these meet together, then it would have been possible for her to have peace of mind. But it is difficult to understand this principle. How is it that the sound of Krishna's flute, the sound of his name, and a picture of his form are non-different from Krishna himself? Idealism. In Hegel's words, ideal realism. The absolute idea is not to be dismissed as an abstract thing. Rather, it is the basis of all existence. Reality is there, but it is ideal realism. And the foundation of the reality of Vrindavan is given by Nityananda Baladev. Nitayar karuna habe, vraje Radha Krishna pabe, dharo nitai charana dukani. After Bhaktivinoda Thakur describes the position of Radharani in his Sharanagati, he says, I want to serve those who have the service of Radharani in their heart. I want to serve the feet dust of those whose only wealth is the service of Shri Radha. That's like that last verse, right? Heno Radha Paricharya Jankaradhan Bhakti Vinoda Tar Magaye Charan. I want to fall before them and take the dust of their holy feet. If you cannot fix your minds in the service of Radharani, then all your attempts to serve Krishna are useless. That's also in that last song that we sang. What is it? Akarane Gela. Yes, that's it. Your worship of Krishna goes in vain. Krishna bhajana tava akarane gela. If you cannot achieve earnestness in the service of Śrīmatī Rādhārāṇī, then all your labor for Krishna has gone to hell. All your labor for Krishna has gone to hell. We cannot conceive of a sun without heat, nor can we conceive of Godhead without his potency. So also, no conception of Krishna is possible without Śrīmatī Rādhārāṇī. We cannot know any Madhav without Radharani. Right? See, look. Ataparohita suraj nahi jani, Radha virahita Madhav nahi mani. We cannot conceive of the sun devoid of sunlight. Similarly, we cannot accept Madhav separate from Radha. She is Krishna's other half. In Srila Bhakti Siddhanta's language, the predominated moiety. I just want to see this, look up this word, moiety. Each of 2 parts in which a thing is or can be divided. Okay. Devotional service as a whole is represented by her, because both the intensity and the comprehensiveness of her service to Krishna are unparalleled. There are so many examples of chaste and pious ladies in the ancient history of the Puranas. Shachi, the faithful wife of Indra, Sati, the wife of Lord Shiva, Lakshmi Devi, the goddess of fortune, Satyabhama, Krishna's wife in Dwarka, Rukmini, the principal queen of Krishna in Dwarka, and even the antagonists of Radharani, headed by Chandravali. All of them represent different aspects of Radharani. They all spring from the main potency, which is known as Radha. This is also an explanation of the same song. Umarama Satya Shachi Chandra Rukmini, Radha Avatar Sabe Amnayavani. The name Radha comes from the word aradhana. One who can serve, who can worship, who can give respect, who really loves Krishna, who can render loving service. This is the meaning of aradhana. Radha. All of these other ladies who are famous for their chastity and piety are but partial representations of Rādhārāṇī. Radha avatara sabe amnaivani. If we note the scriptures and scrutinize the position of those virtuous ladies, we'll find that the source of all their chastity and devotion is Śrīmatī Rādhārāṇī. She is the fountainhead of devotion. And so Bhakti Vinod says, I bow down and take the dust of the holy feet of those who have as their only wealth the service of Rādhārāṇī. Heno Radha Paricharya Jan Karadhan, Bhakti Vinodatar Magaye Charan. Hanker after nothing else. Whoever knows this and always travels on that path with a sincere heart is most fortunate. Rukmini Didi said that Srila Bhakti Rakshak Srila Goswami Maharaj would sing this song that he's just explaining now, every Radhashtami. It is the ideal that makes one great, not any material possession. One who has the highest ideal is really wealthy. The highest ideal is the most valuable thing we may possess. And less valuable things must be eliminated if we are to concentrate our efforts and save ourselves from useless endeavor. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came to show us that highest ideal, the path of divine love. And we find divine love of Godhead in its highest intensity in his life and teachings of Srimad Bhagavatam. The whole Srimad Bhagavatam is meant to illustrate the ideal of divine love, which reaches its highest expression in Śrīmatī Rādhārāṇī. The Srimad Bhagavatam illustrates the ideal of divine love. The Srimad Bhagavatam reaches its highest expression in Śrīmatī Rādhārāṇī. The Srimad Bhagavatam sings very gloriously about the paramour relationship of Radha and Krishna. The Vedas and other Puranas are not so expressive about such confidential pastimes. Yet, we find a hint of the glories of Radha and Krishna in Srimad Bhagavatam. And the Goswamis have more fully expressed Radharani's devotion in their writings. In the Rupa Goswami's Padyavali, we find her saying, My Lord, people say that I have a bad reputation because of my connection with you. I do not feel any trouble in my heart because of this. My concern is that I could not give myself to you completely. The people in general say that I am illicitly connected with you. But what disturbs me is that I could not really give myself to you. I feel that I am not fit for your service. This is only the trouble within my heart. And the ecstasy of divine love increases in separation. One day, when Krishna was, this is such a wonderful story. One day, when Krishna was playing with his cowherd boyfriends in the pasturing grounds of Vrindavan, Krishna suddenly felt extreme separation from Rādhārāṇī. He sent his best friend Subal to Rādhārāṇī, saying, Go to my Radha and fetch her. Without her, I cannot live. Suddenly, I have so much desire for her company that I cannot stand it anymore. Somehow, manage to bring her. Krishna's best friend, Subal, said, How is it possible to bring her here in the jungle in broad daylight? Krishna told him, Somehow, manage it. Subal thought, What should I do? Subal was very intimately connected with the family of Radharani's husband. He went to the house of Rādhārāṇī and told her girlfriends, Krishna cannot tolerate separation from Rādhārāṇī any longer. He is so eager to meet her that he is going mad. Somehow you have to arrange for them to meet. How is it possible? The gopis asked. Subal explained to them that Krishna was nearby in the jungle. They discussed between themselves what to do. Subal was a beautiful boy who resembled Rādhārāṇī. So Subal took the dress of Radharani, and Radharani wore Subal's cowherd dress. When Radharani was discovered wearing the dress of Subal, she was challenged by her family members. Subal, what are you doing here? In the dress of Subal, Radharani said, a calf is missing and its mother is mooing, so I have come here looking for that calf. So a calf was given to Radharani, and she carried that small calf on her breast into the forest. In this way, Radharani was disguised as Subal, while Subal, who had taken the dress of Radharani, remained behind in her room. Radharani had been given a hint of where Krishna was hiding near the forest's edge. She went to seek him out. At last, when Radharani saw Krishna, she approached him in the garb of Subal. Krishna was mad. He's completely crazy. He could not detect that Radharani had come, but he mistook her for Subal. He said, "Oh, Subal, you have come back without Radharani. Couldn't you bring her?" Radharani began cutting jokes. "No," she said, "it was impossible for me to bring her in the daytime." Krishna said, "Then what am I to do? I cannot tolerate my life any longer." Radharani said, "If you say so, I can go to Chandravali and bring her." No, no, Krishna said, "Curd cannot satisfy the thirst for milk. It is not possible." Krishna was faint with disappointment. Then Radharani embraced him, saying, "My lord, can't you recognize your maidservant? You failed to recognize me." Krishna then was again full of joy. Although the pastimes of Radha and Govinda are mentioned in the scriptures, these are all very high things. They are not ordinarily to be expressed in words, but still, sometimes we are forced to speak about them because the high ideal of divine love given by Srimad Bhagavatam is the supreme goal of life. Of course, the scholarship of Shukadev Goswami and Sri Gauranga Mahaprabhu have helped, to a certain extent, to establish the dignity of the proposal that love is above knowledge. It was admitted by everyone that Shukadev held the highest attainment of the learned men of knowledge. He was unanimously admitted by the scholars to hold the highest position. Because of this, when Shukadev Goswami came to inaugurate the principle that divine love is above everything else, the scholars had to take notice. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu demonstrated to the scholars that his intelligence and scholarship excelled everyone else's. So when he came with the tidings of divine love, then it was easier for the ordinary men to accept it as the highest ideal and try for it. That kind of gives some context why in our Chaitanya Bhagavat readings, we've been reading for many, many days now about Mahaprabhu's scholarship. So what was the purpose of this scholarship? Why did he go through these pastimes, these Vidya Vilas pastimes? It was so that when he came with the tidings of divine love, then it was easier for the ordinary men to accept it as the highest ideal and try for it. Because Nimai Pandit's intelligence, his scholarship excelled everyone else's. So what he's saying is, how could it be false? Sri Vasudev Ghosh says, "Ajadi Gauranga nahi to, tabe ki hoi to, kemone dhoritam de." It's interesting it says Vasudev Ghosh says that, because it's sung by Narahari Sarkar Thakur. If Mahaprabhu had not appeared in this Kali Yuga, then how could we tolerate living? How could we sustain our lives? What he has given, the very gist of life, the very taste, the charm of life, without that, we think it is impossible for anyone to live in this world. Such a thing has been invented, discovered by Gauranga. If he had not come, then how could we live? It is impossible to live devoid of such a holy and gracious thing as divine love. Without Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, how could we know that Radharani stands supreme in the world of divine love? Radhara Mahima Prema Rasa Sima. We have received all these things from him, and now we think that life is worth, and it is now that we think that life is worth living. Otherwise, to live would be suicidal. And serving those who can serve Radharani is the way to approach her vicinity. That's why Bhaktivinoda Thakur is praying, Heno Radha Paricharya Jankaradhan Bhaktivinoda Tare Magai Charan. Because by serving those who can serve Radharani, that is the way to approach her vicinity. By serving the servants of the servants, we are assured of success in getting the grace of Krishna. If somehow one can be counted in the group of Śrīmatī Rādhārāṇī's servitors, one's future is assured. Within the group of Radharani's servitors, we aspire to be Rupa Nugas, followers of Shri Rupa. And the followers of Shri Rupa will have great earnestness to look after the order of Shri Rupa, as he does towards Lalita. We just sang yesterday that beautiful song. Palya Dasikori, Lalita Sundari, Amare Loya Kabe, Śrī Rādhikā Pade, Kale Milaibe, Agya Seva Samarpibe, Shri Rupa Manjari, Sange Jabo Kabe, Rasta Seva Shikshatare, Tar Anuga Hoye, Radha Kundatate, Rohibo Harshitantare. So we're in the Yuta, in the group of Lalita, serving under Srila Rupa Goswami. That is our ultimate aspiration. In this way, through Rupa Goswami, our devotional service is going to the highest plane, and our highest gain is only there. Not even our connection with Radharani or Lalita Devi is the highest goal of life. Whoa, not even our connection with Radharani or Lalita Devi is the highest goal of life. No, what is our highest goal of life? It is our highest aspiration is to serve in the Rupa Nuga Sampradaya. That means that our highest attainment is in Shri Rupa's connection. Radha Dasyam has been said to be the highest attainment. Why? The quality and quantity of ras that Radharani can draw from Krishna can never be found anywhere else. So, if you are situated just behind Radharani, you will be allowed to taste not only the quantity, but the highest quality of ras. No other person can draw such high ras from Krishna. The fullest, highest type of quality is drawn from Krishna. He gives himself fully and wholly and deeply. So, if you are in Shri Rupa's group, then you can have a taste of that sort of ras. What did we sing? Radha Dasir Krishna Sarva Vede Bole. He is the property of the maidservants of Śrīmatī Rādhikā. Krishna gives himself wholly and fully and deeply, especially to those in Rupa's group. In the Radharani's camp, when Krishna and Radha are enjoying very solitary pastimes in a secluded place, the grown-up Sakis cannot venture to enter the room and assist them. Yes, the grown-up Sakis like Tungavidyas, Sudevi, Rangadevi, Champakalata, Chitra, all those, Lalita and Vishaka, they cannot enter that place. The young girls, the Manjaris, are sent there. The leader of that young group can enter where both Radha and Govinda are very closely connected, when even the Sakis do not venture to go for fear of causing some interruption. But Rupa and the Manjaris can enter there at that time due to their young age. That sort of ras that cannot be had even through the Sakis can be had only through the Manjaris. Wow. My Gurudev would also mention the same point. Bhaktivinoda Thakur prays to gain admission there. He has such a high quality of aspiration. He says, Rupanuga hoite she doya. He runs, she doya? I just want to check. I don't know. Anyways, that might not be correct, the Bengali. He runs to be enlisted in the group of Rupa, who can grant us that sort of prospect. And Prabodhananda Saraswati has described the prerequisite for understanding all these things. And Padmanabha Maharaj said that this is one of the favorite shlokas of Srila Bhakti Rakshak Srila Goswami Maharaj. But because the Sanskrit's all messed up in this book, I have to look at the... Okay. This would be a nice verse to memorize. Yatha. So this is, remember, this is the prerequisite for understanding all these things. Okay, now we're reading the prerequisite. Prerequisite means this is the, before we're able to, it's the something that is necessary for something else to happen or exist. The thing that is required as a prior condition for something else to happen or exist. Yatha yatha gora padara vinde vindeta bhaktin krita punya rashi tatha tathotsarpati hridya kasmat radha padam bhoja sudham bhurashi. As much as you surrender to the lotus feet of Sri Gauranga, you'll find yourself safely situated in the service of Radha Govinda. You'll find yourself safely situated in the service of Radha Govinda, to that extent that you surrender yourself to the feet of Gauranga. Do not try to approach Radha Govinda directly. If you do, there may be some difficulty, but the lotus feet of Sri Gauranga will take you there safely. In my Sanskrit poem dedicated to Bhaktivinoda Thakur, I have explained these points. Oh. This song, oh God, I should probably pull up the Sanskrit so you can see it. Sorry guys, I don't want it to be later. So, Shri Gauranumatang Swarupa Viditam Rupa Grajena Dritam Rupadhyay Pariveshtitam Veshitam Raghuganar Asvaditam Sevitam Jivadyar Abhirakshitam Shukashiva Brahmadi Sammanitam Shri Radha Pada Sevanamritamaho Tardatu Misho Bhavan. This verse is so beautiful. There's actually a video of Srila Bhakti Rakshak Srila Goswami Maharaj explaining this verse to Srila Prabhupada, Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. It's really beautiful. And also, Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur was so pleased with this song. It's called the Bhaktivinoda Viraha Dashakam or something like that. So, what was sanctioned by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu by his descent was intimately known only to Sri Sarup Damodar Goswami. It was adored by Sanatan Goswami and served by Rupa Goswami and his followers. Raghunath Das Goswami tasted that wonderful thing fully and enhanced it with his own realization. And Jiva Goswami supported and protected it by quoting the scriptures from different places. The taste of that divine truth is aspired for by Brahma, Shiva, and Uddhav, who respect it as the supreme goal of life. What is this wonderful truth? Shri Radha Pada Sevana. That the highest nectar of our life is the service of Śrīmatī Rādhārāṇī. This is most wonderful. O Bhaktivinoda Thakur, you are our master. It is within your power to allow them to bestow their grace upon us. You are in a position to bestow the highest gift ever known to the world upon us all. It is at your disposal. O Bhakti Vinod, please be kind to us and grant us your mercy. For Radha Dasyam. Jai Srila Bhakti Vinod Thakur ki Jai. It's going to be Bhakti Vinod Thakur's appearance day in just 3 days from now. So we can, maybe on that day we can sing this song. Okay, now the last paragraph. So Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, our most benevolent Lord, has come to search for his long-lost servants and to give them this highest ideal of divine love. Jai Shri Sachinandan Gaur Hari Ki Jai. Jai Radha Dasyam Ki Jai. The loving search for the lost servant by Srila Bhakti Rakshak Shira Goswami Maharaj Ki Jai. All right, so that is our Shri Rupa Raghunath Ki Jai. Rupa Nuga Gaudiya guru-varga Ki Jai. Śrīmatī Gaur Premanande Hari Hari Bol. All right, so now we will end our program. It's already 9 o'clock. Oh my God. So I'll just do a quick Mahamantra Kirtan, and then I'll see you all, if you want to join, I'll see you all tomorrow for another program for Rādhārāṇī. If anybody has any suggestions of what to read or what to sing, let me know. Hare Krishna. Oh, sorry. What were you going to say? Something?
No. I just request you to share the link of this particular article. Just you read, or it
Okay.
was it a book or it was a?
Yeah, it's from this book here. It's the last chapter of this book, and then I just copied and pasted it from Folio. So you could see sometimes the words. It looks like they did OCR, and so some of the words are messed up. But yeah, I can share with you the Word doc that I just made quickly. Yeah. All right, I'll do that after. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna. Oh, sorry. Wait, I just want to. Rukmini Didi just mentioned this thing. I just bought this book. I'll just show you. Anyways, doesn't matter. But yeah, Rukmini Didi's mother, Devamai Mataji, she translated this book, Loving Search for the Lost Servant, into Bengali. So it went from English into Bengali. It's like, I think probably the first time that's ever been done, that our Acharya's words were translated from English into, well, actually, no, Srila Prabhupada's books. Yeah. But yeah, anyways, that's how profound this is. Yeah, Shri Radha Dasyam. Here it is. Shri Radha Dasya. Okay. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jai Sachinandan Gaura Hari, Sachinandan Jai Gaura Hari. Jai Rupa Raghunath, Rupa Raghunath, Rupa Raghunath, Jai Rupa Raghunath. Jaya Guru Deva, Guru Deva, Guru Deva, Jai Guru Deva. Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Prabhupada. Jaya Radhe, Jaya Radhe, Jaya Radhe, Jaya Shri Radhe, 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 Radhe. Gaur Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitai Gaur Hari Bol, Nitai Gaur Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitai Gaur Hari Bol. Jai Shri Guru Gauranga Gandharvika Giridhari, Shri Radha Vinod Bihari Ju ki Jai, Shri Govinda Gopinath Madan Mohan Ju ki Jai, Nitya Lila Pravishtam Vishnupa Rashata Rashata Shishmar Bhakti Vedanta Narayan Gosai Maharaj Shila Gurudev ki Jai, Nitya Lila Pravishtam Vishnupa Rashata Rashata Shishmar Bhakti Vedanta Vaman Gosai Maharaj ki Jai, Nitya Lila Pravishtam Vishnupa Rashata Rashata Shishmar Bhakti Vedanta Swami Maharaj Shila Prabhupada ki Jai, Shri Rupa Nuga Gauriya guru-varga ki Jai, Shri Rupa Sanatan Bhatta Raghunath, Shri Jeev Gopal Bhattadas Raghunath Shar Gosai Prabhu ki Jai, Shri Sarup Damodar Rai Ramanandari Shri Gaur Parshad Vrinda ki Jai, Namachay Shri Haridas Thakur ki Jai, Prem se kaho Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda, Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Vasari Gaur Bhakta Vrinda ki Jai, Shri Kshetra Mandal, Gaur Mandal, Vraja Mandal, Mathura Vrindavan Dham ki Jai, Sarva Abhishta Pradata Giriraj Maharaj ki Jai, Shri Radha Kunda Shama Kunda ki Jai, Shri Yamuna Devi Ganga Devi ki Jai, Shri Tulsi Maharani Vrinda Devi ki Jai, Shri Bhakti Devi ki Jai, Shri Purnamasi Yogamaya ki Jai, Shri Gopeshwar Mahadev ki Jai, Shri Raseshwari Shri Vishwabhanu Nandini Śrīmatī Rādhārāṇī ki Jai, Shri Harinam, Shri Loving Search, the Loving Search for the Lost Servant ki Jai, Shri Bhakti Rakshak Shri Goswami Maharaj ki Jai, Shri Harinam Sankirtan ki Jai, Shri Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda ki Jai, Samagata Gaur Bhakta Vrinda ki Jai, Shri Nitai Gaur Premanande Hari Hari Bo. Vrindai Tulsi Devai Priyai Keshavashita Krishna Bhakti Pradadevi Satyavatai Namo Namaha Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhu Bhyayevacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Dandavat pranams, everybody. Thanks for letting me go on for so long. Today was over 2 hours, the program. Yeah, and I look forward to seeing you all for more Rādhārāṇī-kathā tomorrow. And then the day after tomorrow, we'll read about Vaman Dvadashi, so Vaman Dev, and Jiva Goswami's appearance day. And the day after that, 3 days from now, Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur's appearance day. And then the day after that, 4 days from now, is the disappearance day of Haridas Thakur, and also disappearance day of Srila Bhakti Vigyan Bharati Goswami Maharaj. And then the day after that is Shri Vishwarup Mahotsav, and the sannyas day of Srila Bhakti Vigyan Keshav Goswami Maharaj, and also Srila Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. So this is festival time. Yes, many days. And then after that, in 6 days from now, we will continue our reading of Sri Chaitanya Bhagavat. All right. Just checking the comments. Dandavat pranams, Shubhananda Prabhu, Kishore Krishna Prabhu, Champak Didi. And let's see, on YouTube and Facebook, let's see all who's there. There's, okay, Kuruna Didi, Rukmini Didi, Vidyalalasa Didi, Raj Bhuvan Yadav ji, Ganga Mata ji, Mahi Bharata Prabhu, Dandavat pranams Prabhu. and Sudevi Didi, Raseshwari Mataji, and Yashoda Didi. Yeah, Vidyalalasa Didi, I think I already said her. Yeah. All right, Dandavat Pranams, everybody. Hare Krishna. Hari Bol, Rukmini Didi. Thank you so much for joining, everybody. All right, Hari Bol. See you all tomorrow. Jai Jai Shri Radhe. I keep on forgetting. I always want to get Kishore to do the Jaidwani, and I just forget because I'm just habituated to doing it since I've been doing it for so long. But anyways, tomorrow. Right, Hari Bol, everybody. Dandavat Pranams. Oh, Kishore said that he sent me a 1-minute video. Can we watch it tomorrow? For sure. Yes. Okay, so we'll watch the 1-minute video tomorrow also. All right, Hari Bol.